Okay, so I am getting ready, hence the bad light, but I'm getting ready to go to my first scan. And I'm really running late because, and I'm not running late, but I'm vlogging because why not? But I'm running late because I was really sick this morning. I've been really sick this first trimester. I'm 13 weeks now, and I thought it had all gone, but I was really sick this morning. So now I am running late. I'm gonna put the tiniest smidgen of makeup on. I don't have a proper brush. I've ordered one, so I'm just rambling now. Anyway, I'm really nervous because I have to go on my own because of COVID, even though technically the government has said that we are allowed to have partners there, but our hospital have said no. So I'm scared because what if something's wrong? It's the first time I've seen baby and I'm nervous, but it's gonna be okay. I feel in my heart like I've got a bump. I definitely have a bump now. I'll show you that later. I've had all the symptoms, I've had all the positive signs for a healthy pregnancy, even though it's made me feel like utter poop. The one thing that's kept me going is that means it's healthy. Luckily, I live basically next door to the hospital. Like, you can see the hospital from my house. So it doesn't matter that I'm a little bit running behind because I can leave 5 minutes before and still get there with about 3 minutes spare. So I'm just very quickly getting ready. Sophia has gone to my mum's. Well, my mum picked her up because Joe is at work and I didn't want to bring Sophia because last time I went there were like baby toys and things, but I don't even know if they'll have those this time with COVID, and I just don't want to have to worry about Sophia. She'll just be into everything, and it's, you know, it's a hospital, it's not really the place for a toddler. Don't judge my makeup brushes. I was supposed to wash them yesterday. I have also ordered more. I don't know how to do makeup, but this is the only chance I'm going to get to speak to you before I go. And I just wanted to capture my feelings about this. I'm like jittery. So I'm wearing clothes that don't really fit. Well, trousers, because none of my trousers fit anymore. None of my jeans fit. I've got a big spot there, lovely jubbly. And yeah, I need to dig out my old maternity clothes, but I think they're in the attic. I'm just going to move you slightly. So they're in the attic. So I need to dig them out. I don't even know if they'll fit me though, because last time when I was pregnant, before I got pregnant, I was a size 8, like I was pretty tiny. I'm still quite, I'm not big. I'm a 10 now. I got the like size 8 maternity. So I don't even know if they'll like fit me on my legs or anything. So I need to have a look at those and then work out if I need to order any more. I'm pretty sure I will. I mean, by the end, when my legs got bigger, they were quite snug to begin with. So I'm totally rambling because I'm so nervous. I kept having bad dreams about it last night as well. I dreamt that because I was on my own, I forgot to get a picture, like a picture of it. And then I panicked because I couldn't remember what they looked like, and I was really sad. And I've convinced myself it's a boy now. Initially, I thought it was a girl, but actually I think it's a boy. So in my dream, I was like, I can't see my boy. So I don't know if I've said this, I probably have, but I am 13 weeks today. So I think that means it's the last week of the first trimester. Or I'm out of it, I don't know, I always forget. I can't remember if 13 is the last week or if it's the beginning of the second. I think it's the last week of the first, I don't know. I think I'd know this with going through it all before. Right, whatever, that is as good as it's going to get. I have to wear a mask anyway. I don't know why I'm bothering. Right, I'm going to just quickly sort my mane out and then I'll be right back. Oh, I'm back. My hair is in a dire state. These bits, so this was the fringe that I cut in the first lockdown. And then the hairdresser like did it as a side thing, but look how much it's grown. Now they're just awkward and I don't know what to do with them. And they're like, I'm just waiting for them to grow out. I'm like, my hair needs colouring. I mean, I feel like hair is a unspoken crisis in this lockdown. I'm joking, there's far more serious things. I don't really care what I look like, to be honest, today. I look like a scarecrow who was being dragged through the hedge backwards. I promise you my videos are usually far better quality than this, but this is the light I'm working with. This awful bright light. Because your girl did not have time to set anything up because, you know, running late, as I've said. Oh dear, what on earth? They're gonna think I'm like just landed on the planet or something. It's also absolutely chucking it down today, so I'm probably gonna get wrecked anyway from the car door to the hospital. This is my outfit, and obviously the bed isn't made. Yes, my dog is on the pillow. If that grosses you out, you don't have to sleep on it, so who cares? But yeah, these are the trousers that are too small. They're an 8. I am not an 8. Like, you can see my neckline and everything. But they're elasticated, so they are a bit more comfortable than jeans. And then this jumper, I'm a bit grey, but this is actually a new jumper. And this will last me through the pregnancy. But can you see a little bumpy bump? Look. Little bumpy bump. Big bumpy bump. I'm actually convinced it's twins. Like, I'm 13 weeks. I have a flat stomach normally. Look at this. I'm not even like, okay, this is just normal. Probably doesn't look big, but look, there we go. Can you see that? I normally am like flat stomach, not toned anymore, but I was still flat even after, like, I settled down after Sophia. Just talking myself in. So I definitely have a fairly big bump, much bigger than when I was pregnant with Sophia at this stage. I didn't have bump till I was like 20 weeks with her. So I know second time pregnancies, you do get bigger bumps quickly, but with my sickness, how sick I've been and how tired, honestly, if they said it was twins, wouldn't be surprised. Right, we're doing okay for time. You can't see, but I haven't even managed to tidy up after breakfast, which I always do like first thing. Oh no, this is really gross. I'm sorry if this is TMI, but welcome to my channel. Subscribe. Such a mess. Anyway, I didn't make it to the toilet today to be sick. It was like full projectile. So I was sick in the sink. So that's currently soaking in bleach because nobody needs that when they're washing their pots up. I'm gonna have some water because I got rid of all my liquid and now I have nothing in my tummy, and they say you need a full bladder when you go for your first scan because it helps to push like baby forward because they're so tiny. It's the size of a lemon today, so it's not about that big, but it pushes it forward basically. It's really uncomfortable because you need a wee and they're like pushing down and you're like, I want to wee myself, but I need to get a full bladder. I really hope down in this doesn't unsettle my stomach again. But I haven't got time to find out. I'm keep like looking at the viewfinder today. I think it's because I'm so nervous. Sorry, I'll talk directly to you now. It'll all be good. My heart is pounding. Oh, I just wanna go see my bubba. I hate that I'm having to do this alone. Like, I know everyone's been like this year. It's just such a different experience to last time. Like, I've not had a face-to-face appointment. Apart from when I got my blood drawn. I really wish Joe could come and see them as well. I can't remember if I said this because I'm just rambling, but I'm going to try and film it on my phone so that Joe can see it, and if I can I'll be able to insert the footage. I'm not going to take my camera because that's a bit like, can I get my camera out to film? But I am going to ask if I can film it for Joe so that he can like see the movements and see, because when we did Sophia's first one she was really wriggly, so it was really cute. But I just feel like with Sophia I cried, but I don't know if I'll cry when I'm on my own. I'll probably be like, okay, thank you, bye. Also, I have to remember money because you have to pay for your photos. It's a while later now. I have had the scan. I was rushing so much because I realised I didn't have any coins to get the pictures, so I had to nip to a shop. I did make it in time though, and then when I got home I was so tired. I had a nap, and yeah, it's just been one of those days now. But I would like to talk through my experience because it was really positive, and I really want to document this journey for myself, but also for other mums who are either having a second baby after having a similar experience to my first one. If you don't know my first experience of having a baby, then I'll link some videos down below talking about my birth and my breastfeeding journey and just things like that. It was a really rough time. So I will also talk today about what happened today because it was a little bit different to last time when I went with Sophia. When I got there, I sat in the waiting room, like logged in, checked in, sat in the waiting room, and you obviously have to wear a mask and you have to go alone. Well, I say obviously, you are actually allowed to have partners, but I think most hospitals are still not allowing it. Then this lady came, and she is the perinatal like midwife, so she basically connects anything to do with mental health with the people who need it. So sorry if you can hear Joe talking to Sophia in the background. So she connects people to like the perinatal mental health team, any perinatal doctors that they might need support with. Last time with Sophia, I never actually met her, but I did speak to her on the phone. So this time she's like personally getting involved with my care because of how much I suffered last time. Sorry, that's my phone. So she just came and basically said, I'm going to speak to you afterwards. Then I went in for my scan and I didn't have to wait too long, and it was so wonderful. I wasn't allowed to film it. I didn't think I would be, but I wasn't allowed. Baby was jumping for joy. It was so cute. So imagine that's the placenta. They were literally like boing, boing. It was so funny, really sweet. Just one baby in there and a very happy, healthy baby, which is such relief. I didn't cry this time, but I did get like, it was welling up, and under my mask I was just like, because it's such a relief to see them all happy. They had a strong spine. I'm saying they because, I mean, I may say he because in my heart I feel like it's a he and it's just easier to use a pronoun, but they had a strong spine, had a good heart, strong heart. They were putting their hands in her face, so that's fine. They just check for the length, so they measure from the head to I think like the tailbone, and they struggled, the sonographer struggled with it because the baby was moving so much. He did about 3 measurements in the end, so I'm actually 4 days ahead of where I thought, which is pretty close to where I thought I was. So I'm only due like 4 days earlier than I initially thought, so I'm still due in August. I'm currently 13 weeks 4 days today. Then I had to go sit outside, and they called me up to a little window and asked how many pictures I wanted, so I said 2. So I got 2 pictures. It was £4 each picture. Now obviously this might vary depending on where you are, but that's just what we do. It's like a really old-fashioned little machine that you put the coins in, you get a token, you give it to the window. It seems a bit daft, but there we go. So I got my little pictures, went back into the waiting room. There was actually someone I know in there, someone from work who is on maternity leave at the moment. So I was a bit like, don't tell anybody because I've not told anyone yet. I'm gonna tell them tomorrow, which is the day my announcement video comes out. Then I got called up almost straight away for a flu jab. I have got one booked in with my GP, but I was like, well, I may as well do it there. So I had my flu jab. Obviously when you're pregnant you need to have one of those, or they advise you to, and I have had proper flu before and it was awful, so I never want to go through that again. Then after that I went to do my urine sample, fun times, but oh, go with a full bladder. I think I mentioned that before, but yeah, go with a full bladder. And then I was desperate for the loo, so I went to do my urine sample, and then after that, this is where it was a little bit different to last time. I actually saw a consultant, a doctor. I think normally you just see like a midwife again, but I saw a consultant, and they basically talked through my birth last time, talked through the trauma of it, and were happy that I could probably have a vaginal delivery again, that I wouldn't need to like have a C-section or anything, and basically just reassured me that the second birth will probably be easier. I probably won't have the same experience again. And he was like, you've had a typical first time mum's birth with Sophia, which I have since found out is true. even though it was traumatic. That's just how I found it, traumatic. So he said I could have a vaginal birth again. There's no reasons why that wouldn't happen, and that basically my birth canal is already kind of prepared for it, so it should be easier this time. I just personally want to go into labour naturally. The one thing I want to avoid at all costs is the hormonal drip, because I feel like that's where it went wrong for me, and that's where it was just so medicalised and everything went out the window. But again, that is a very common first time birth. So I'm hoping for a good second birth. If you do have a positive second birth experience, could you please let me know, because I need like to hear all the positive stories at the moment. So I'm not actually as scared about the birth. I kind of wasn't anyway. I had heard that the second birth is usually better. Then I finally saw the perinatal, like, mental health midwife. So she's a midwife, but she is in charge of like communicating with everything and doing referrals. She is really, really good. I'm so lucky in my area. Like, the midwife teams are amazing. Oh, I forgot actually something important. When I was with the doctor, and there was a midwife there as well, they were asking about my medication, because initially my GP told me to come off my medication, which I was not too happy about, but did it anyway. So I weaned off them. I really, really struggled. I am going to do a separate first trimester video, but I really struggled with coming off them. Then when I had my like 8-week midwife appointment by the phone, they were like, no, you can go on it, and the medication you're on is the one they would advise women to go on anyway during pregnancy. Then I've had issues with my doctors, so I rang them and explained. Then the receptionist had to send a thing to the doctor, and the doctor, but I think it's just to cover their back, was basically like, I need a letter from the midwife. So I've been off my medication for like 5 days now, which is not good. Like, I shouldn't, I ran out, I tried to ring in plenty of time, I ran out, and they were like, you need a note from your midwife. So I told the doctor, and they were really good. The midwife did me a prescription to get, well, the doctor did me a prescription to get my medication straight away so I could take it to the hospital pharmacy. And he's also sent an email through to my GP saying that I can go back on the medication. So I'm so pleased that that is sorted. I think I must have a month's supply now. And he said like I'll be able to go back and repeat prescription. So that's good news. That was a relief. So I'm back on that. So then I saw this perinatal midwife, and she has referred me to the perinatal mental health support team. And basically the approach we're going to take is preventative care this time, which is what I wanted. I wanted to be proactive. Like, I've been fine, apart from I did suffer in the first trimester, but I think it was because I was so sick. Again, I will go into this in more detail in a later video. I was so sick, it affected my mental health, and with coming off the medication, but not like as a underlining serious issue at the moment. Like, I've been okay. I've been managing things. I've been enjoying the past week or so of pregnancy. It's been okay. So I'm not concerned for like the immediate future or the next few months, but I am really quite concerned about after the birth. That's when my real trauma, and I had severe postnatal depression. It was really awful. I did do a story time on it. I'll link that, I'll put it up in a card. And that's what she was concerned about as well, because I was in such an awful place. I can't go back to that place. Like, I honestly don't know if I'd survive a second round of it. That's what we're going to try and sort out. So she's really hopeful that I will get accepted onto like the support, whatever it is, like the referral will go through. She'll let me know, and hopefully we'll have a plan and sort something out. So that's what happened, and then I left. I had to go pick up my prescription and I left. And I don't know if it's a flu jab or just kind of seeing so many people, and it took about 2 hours in the end. And I was seeing quite quick, like I was seeing quickly, but just going back and forth and seeing everybody. I don't know if it just wore me out, and I ended up having a huge nap with Sophia, and it was a weird nap. Like, I did lucid dreaming, which I've done before, but it's one of those naps where you're aware that you're napping, but you're dreaming weird dreams. It was just odd. I really filmed anything else. I thought about making this like a full day vlog, but no, I didn't really film anything. I was also really hungry because I was sick this morning. It was like 12 o'clock when I finished. I was so hungry, so when I went to pick Sophia up from my mum's, she made me a sandwich. I was so hungry. And that's it. I'm really happy. I'm feeling a lot more relaxed now I've seen the baby. We've also booked in our gender scan, so my mum is going to treat us to a gender scan. I don't know if Joe's going to come to this one. He can go to the 20-week scan at the hospital, and he's not that fussed about it. He just thinks it's a waste of money. But I might take my mum, because obviously she won't be able to go to any of the hospital ones. So yeah, it's really, really cool. Got that to look forward to. That's a private scan. And I'm feeling good, you know, I'm feeling happy. I am tired, I'm feeling a bit tired now. I'll probably leave the video here. I just kind of wanted to talk through the scan. I know it's not been the most exciting, and I'm sorry that I couldn't film anything, but for the private gender scan we are allowed to film. And the room, they changed the lights to pink or blue, so it's like a surprise, like whatever the lights are, it's gender. So that will be a really fun one. But other videos I've got coming up are my first trimester. I'm going to talk about that, talk about my symptoms and how I experienced it. I'm thinking of doing a Q&A over on my Instagram, so do follow me over there if you have any questions you want to ask me. I'll kind of collate them all into a Q&A video. And then just generally preparing for baby number 2. I think it'll be a lot easier when I know the gender, because then I'll know if I need to buy clothes or look back through Sophia's clothes. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you are excited to join me on this pregnancy journey. Baby number 2. It feels so good to be able to talk about it and get it out there now. I've started telling people in my life, like my personal life today, like friends that I've not told and things, and I just feel like a weight off my shoulders. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Thank you for watching. Bye.